It's a bit like an alarm clock. You can keep switching the alarm clock off, but eventually, if you don't get out of bed and go to wherever you're meant to be going to, it will be too late. You won't get there in time. And I think that this is what this report really is saying. Listen, the alarm clock has gone off many times. This is probably the last report that will be written before we go through and beyond 1.5 degrees C, unless we act now.
The message there, wake up already and act now in big ways. It comes in reaction to a landmark climate change study, something the UN Secretary General is calling Code Red for humanity. It's a crisis rolling out in real time, and the extremes will get worse unless emissions are cut dramatically, warns a new report on the state of our planet by the UN's Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. It states in the clearest terms, it is unequivocal that human influence has warmed the atmosphere, oceans, and land, and some of the impacts are irreversible.
Climate change is affecting every region on our planet.
UN scientists say the world is dangerously close to runaway global warming, with average global temperatures likely to cross the 1.5 degrees Celsius threshold within 20 years. That's sooner than in previous predictions.
If we stop warming at 1.5 degrees, then we will also stop many of these extremes from getting worse. And while we are committed to some changes, particularly sea level rise, glacier melt, still to come for many decades, we can slow these changes down, and we can stop many of the others from getting worse by urgently and drastically reducing CO2 emissions in the next decades.
The report, based on more than 14,000 studies, is the most comprehensive of its kind, and it comes during a summer of deadly fires, heat waves, and floods. So will the report's dire warnings spur the urgent action needed to turn things around? Stay tuned. World leaders are under extreme pressure to step up at November's UN Climate Summit in Scotland, and the clock is ticking. Melissa Duggan, City News.